Number 15. Secret Admirer. Parents have a long list of worst fear scenarios. Having your home broken into and a total stranger watching your baby sleep are probably in the top 5. That's exactly what happened to this unsuspecting family in Houston though. The Lee family was sleeping soundly in their home one night in April 2014. Around 5 a.m., despite a security system in place, an intruder was able to silently enter the home through an unlocked window. He walked from room to room surveying the sleeping family and their belongings. With a flashlight and empty bag, the family didn't wake up. On his tour through the home, the intruder stopped in the 2-year-old son's room and searched around. He surveyed the room for an unusual length of time compared to the others and even stood above the infant for some time. He shined the light over the sleeping boy several times before continuing his search. The burglar stole a briefcase and wallet from the Lee home. After leaving their home with these stolen items, he stopped at a neighbor's house where he, for some unknown reason, left the briefcase and wallet. When the neighbor woke up to find his home broken into and his neighbor's belongings, he immediately called the Lee family to inform them. Up until this point, the family was unaware of the break-in. After checking their cameras, it's apparent they were shocked. This is a great lesson in the importance of home security and just how skilled criminals can be. Number 13. Natasha. This image shows an infant standing outside its crib with those glowing eyes, staring directly ahead. The picture, scary enough without a backstory, was posted by Reddit user ScottyMac23 in 2015. In the Reddit post he said, "My wife heard her name being whispered, Natasha." She looked at the baby monitor to find her son like this. So clearly the mother heard something disturbing and questionable and found that her toddler was not only out of its crib, but was standing in the dead of night calling her by name. This is what Hollywood horrors are made of. Obviously, it's unlikely that the child is actually evil, possessed, or haunted. Sometimes youngsters are accidentally terrifying little demons without intending to be. Still, the fact remains that an occurrence like this would cause a spike in fear. Number 12. Alien Interference. This video, posted by Paige Danielle in 2014, shows a baby monitor allegedly playing Alien Interference. This monitor is an audio-only monitor, a commonly used tool for parents. In the video, Paige explains that she doesn't know what the noise is and that the monitor isn't dying because she just charged the battery.
It's not dying because I just charged it too.
As the video goes on, the sound becomes more clear, though it's still impossible to determine what they are. First, a low humming and buzzing comes through the speaker. Then, loud tones of various pitches and lengths come through. These sounds can be described as ringing. There are other small noises at play that make the overall audio terrifying.
Stop! No, fuck! Sorry!
After the audio has been showcased, Paige walks into her infant's room to show the sound wasn't coming from some setup. Of course, many baby monitors work like walkie-talkies and can pick up radio waves from nearby cell phones, car radios, other monitors, and walkies. Many have brushed this off as nothing more than radio interference, while others believe it's something more. According to believers, when these monitors pick up interference, it's much more obvious. For example, you can hear clear talking or music instead of just a mess of noise. Paige herself never claimed the audio was real alien interference. This was just an assumption made by those that shared her video. Number 11. Unknown Floating Object. This video is a bit hard to see, as it is a recording of a baby monitor screen. It was posted by Randy Penner in November 2013. The description reads, "What my wife caught on a baby monitor. My mom came to check it out when this happened and wished they got that on video. She waved the sheets up and down and the lights moved around her hands but never touched her. They made sure there was no reflection off of anything, and we can't figure out why the lights hover and move when there was nothing in the room that would move or make reflection. Everything was clean and clear of dust too. Have researched and have not seen any lights like this online." The video shows a small figure composed of 3 shining dots and possibly lines floating over the baby's crib. The figure moves slowly, swaying over the empty crib. The image does look like a swinging mobile at first. However, the mother walks into the room with the monitor in hand and turns on the light to show that there is nothing in that corner of the crib. There's no swinging mobile. and there's nothing reflective in the immediate area to create the glowing dots.
This is Clark's monitor. Watch that thing that's moving in there. Right above the lump of blankets.
As the description stated, Penner's mother allegedly came over to investigate. She moved the sheets and waved her hand around the area where the dots were seen. Someone else held the monitor to observe the figure's movement, and it apparently moved all around her hand but never made contact with her. Unfortunately, there never was an update to explain if a source was discovered or if the dots ever left. There are plenty of explanations for this, but with limited information it's hard to determine the cause of this spooky floating figure. In addition, Penner claims to have investigated the area for a cause and came up with nothing, which makes the ordeal even more mysterious. The upload currently has over 7,000 views and the comments are divided. Some claim the figure looks like a skull and could be supernatural, others brush it off as a piece of floating hair. One commenter, hopefully joking, said, "I've seen that in my dreams when I was 3 until I was 5. He loves children." Number 10. Scary music. The content of this video feels like it was taken straight out of a horror film. Just watching the short clip makes you tense up with a feeling a jump scare will happen at any second. Uploaded by Mr. Beery P in 2015, the description reads, "Every now and then I hear this strange music play through my baby's monitor. Have tried changing frequencies and still the same. What usually happens is I'll hear this music start to play, then when it stops, he wakes up. Have gone through his room looking for the source, but the 3 or so toys that play sounds have their batteries taken out. I can't think of any other interference that might make this creepy music. Can anyone explain this? The music is exactly what you'd expect to hear out of a creepy haunted baby monitor. It's like a lullaby from a mobile or toy slowed down and transmitted over a noisy frequency." Again, monitors that are used solely for audio often pick up nearby frequencies. A simple explanation for this would be there is a nearby neighbor that has a baby and a toy or mobile that plays this song. Of course, that doesn't explain why changing frequencies didn't fix the issue, or why the uploader's infant would instantly wake up when the sound stopped. Most of the comments are the same, exclaiming that due to the fact that music plays on every frequency, this is clearly paranormal and she should seek the help of a priest. One comment offers that the monitor may have been hacked. Either way, there's no solid explanation for this, and there never was an update posted. Number 9. Creepy Toddler. This image creates more questions than answers. Posted in a Reddit thread about creepy happenings involving children, the image has it titled, "How the kids look on the monitor and nothing else." Clearly, this is just an average child in bed, but the night vision paired with some movement or odd positioning from the child made for a truly horrifying photo. She looks as though she's bent in an abnormal way and her eyes are glowing ominously. Night vision cameras often make eyes glow or reflect light. Still, imagine the miniature heart attack you'd have to see your child like this in the middle of the night. Children, as precious as they may be, can create some pretty horrifying images and stories. Number 8. Balancing baby. Whether this video is truly supernatural or just a very talented baby is up for debate. Either way, the footage is enough to give any parent a small panic attack. The video was originally posted by the parents of the baby involved. It's unclear if their channel is still active, but an upload by Chris Bueller has gained over 11 million views. In the upload from 2016, the description reads, "Caught on nanny cam in the middle of the night. No children were harmed. This is not my child in the video." So as mentioned, this video was taken from a nanny cam, and it shows a toddler likely younger than 2 years old crying and attempting to crawl out of his crib. We can assume his name is Connor from the lettering above his crib. At first this seems like nothing terrifying, though you may be worried the baby might fall from the edge of the crib. As the footage continues, Connor begins to scream hysterically. He eventually climbs onto the edge of his crib and stands on it with perfect balance. Considering most infants and toddlers can't even walk without tumbling, this is a shocking sight. Additionally, the fear of a dangerous fall is even more apparent than before. As Connor balances in place, he holds his hands in front of him, and it appears he's holding onto something to stay in place. The screaming continues as his eyes glow ominously due to the night vision until he finally goes silent. Literally a split second after the screaming halts, he falls backwards quickly. Though he does sway before falling, many viewers say it appears as though he was pushed. A re-upload by Inside Edition states, little Connor Booth's parents were shocked when they saw the nanny cam video. While many believe it is fake, parents Chuck and Kate Booth say it is 100% real. In addition though, they said their child is not possessed, and the title was more of a joke. Viewers are still skeptical because of Connor's position while standing and the way he fell. As always, it's up to you to decide. Number 7. Headstand Horrors. This image shows another future gymnast that loves to give people a scare in the middle of the night. In this case, the victim was a first-time babysitter and aunt. Michaela Long, famous from Vine, tweeted an image of a baby monitor in October 2016. In the image, her niece was doing a handstand in her crib. The black and white grainy quality of the baby monitor added to the concept that infants probably shouldn't be doing handstands in the middle of the night made the tweet fairly unsettling. Michaela said, "This is my first time babysitting and I don't know where I went wrong, but my niece is currently asleep on her head. Do I call the parents or the exorcist?" Whether her niece was actually asleep in that position, or if this was an exaggeration for the tweet is unknown. This little girl either has a great future in gymnastics and yoga, or someone needs to phone the priest. The picture was retweeted 62,000 times and liked 127,000 times. Number 6. Baby eyes. As mentioned before, night vision cameras are great for capturing accidentally terrifying images. This post on cafemoms.com shows 11 tots who look so creepy on their baby monitors, you'll swear they're possessed. This list includes exactly what you'd expect, a series of infants and toddlers looking into the night vision of the baby monitor to create a totally creepy image. Of course, some entries are worse than others. This image, for example, posted by Raving Fig on Instagram, shows an infant, toddler, or even child in the distance staring into the camera. The glowing effect of his or her eyes makes the black and white images look 10 times more ghostly. The position of the child adds to the eerie factor as well. There seems to be some distance away from the monitor behind bars on their bed. These bars make it appear as though the kid is peeking through them and staring with evil glowing eyes. Of course, if this image was in regular color and lighting conditions, it probably wouldn't be so horrifying and would be overall normal. Another image comes from the Instagram account of SSC and shows a baby lying in its crib and staring directly at the camera. Thanks to the night vision effect, the whites of the baby's eyes are pitch black and his pupils are glowing. This looks sinister and unsettling to say the least. Again, it's just an unfortunate effect of the monitor, but had to be a startling moment when the mother captured this image. Number 5. Unknown voice. This video is another great example of the flawed science behind audio baby monitors. Celerity789 uploaded this 1-minute video in 2011. The mother here shows that she changes the channel on one end of the baby monitor, then walks to another room to reveal the horror of the other end. As soon as she walks in, a deep male voice can be heard talking through the monitor. Though the voice is clearly human and having a conversation, it's hard to decipher exactly what is being said.
Okay, I just switched the channel.
Interference and a weak connection makes this voice distorted and cut out often. Even stranger is the tone of the voice. While it does sound like a conversation, it also sounds like the same sentence or statement is being said over and over again. As you can assume, this was likely an issue with the monitor picking up nearby cell or radio signals. In the beginning of the video, the mother states that she just changed the channel. However, we don't know if she changed the channel of only one monitor, or if she's stating this to convey that the voice is heard on all channels. much like the scary music from an entry before, a technical difficulty or a demon. Either way, the voice is creepy. Sitting alone and suddenly hearing a distorted man's voice was probably a terrifying experience for this mother. The video has gained over 36,000 views, but most commenters are on the skeptical side, claiming that she clearly picked up a cell signal. Number 4. Sleepover. This baby monitor caught an image of a baby sleepover. Well, that sounds adorable and harmless. The problem is only one baby was supposed to be there. The other infant, which is seen with shaggy hair to the left, is either an optical illusion or a spirit. The mother shared this image online to share that she was startled for several minutes to see a second baby sleeping in the crib. She later went into the room to find, of course, only one baby and no dolls or other toys that resembled a human. She believes that toys, blankets, or other miscellaneous crib items were arranged in a way that when seen through the night vision of the monitor looked like a human baby. Others strongly believe this was no optical trick though. Some commenters were completely set with the idea that this was an apparition of a baby that passed away in the home. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, and since the image was never recreated, there is no right or wrong answer, although you have to admit the concept of a baby spirit sleeping next to a live baby is a bit morbid and likely not something most parents want to consider. Number 3. Nanny Cam Stream. The world is full of twisted people that do unsettling things for unexplainable reasons. This family was introduced to their worst nightmare when they found that their nanny cam was being live streamed to a random website. In early 2015, a Minnesota family began to notice odd things happening in relation to their child's bedroom. The family claimed that they heard music that would turn off when an adult entered the room. Eventually, the family decided to take a step in investigating the issue. Cleverly, the family used a software to track the IPs of computers accessing the camera. As you'd expect, they found their own IP, but a second IP was also discovered. It traced back to Amsterdam and included a URL. Horrified, the family immediately went to the site and found that their nanny cam was being streamed on the website. Even worse, the entire site, with search included, provided countless hacked nanny cams for all over the world. In correspondence with KTTC, the mother said, "There's at least 15 different countries listed, and it's not just nurseries. It's people's living rooms, their bedrooms, their kitchens." As if the violation of having your home camera hacked isn't bad enough, the hackers also had control of the cameras, meaning they could remove them remotely to face different areas of a room. Clearly, this connection worked two ways, which explains the music the family heard. A year before this, a similar incident occurred when a homeowner heard a man's voice coming through the camera. If you have in-home cameras installed, it's important to check the safety settings and accessibility to protect yourself from this type of invasion. There are countless reasons the site exists, and obviously none of them are pleasant or harmless. Number 2. Playroom explosion. Unfortunately, freak accidents are a daily occurrence. They are so rarely caught on camera though. In 2015, a nanny cam happened to capture a home explosion, which happened in a child's playroom. The parents involved, Anne Marie and Chris Faliola, have 2 children, Jameson and Lily. Anne Marie left her children in the care of their nanny to run errands one day when she received a heart-sinking call. An explosion had occurred at the house in Bellingham, Washington. According to reports, Lily was sleeping upstairs and Jameson was in the playroom. Moments after he left the room, a boiler exploded. The nanny reported hearing clicks and bangs before the explosion shook the home. The moment she noticed smoke filling the house, she grabbed the children and rushed to safety. When investigating the damage later, Anne Marie realized the baby monitor caught the accident. The footage shows the fortunately empty playroom suddenly being filled with smoke and heavy debris from the ceiling. In literal seconds, the room went from a colorful and neat space to the scene of a disaster. The boiler exploded due to high levels of gas inside the home, said firefighters on the scene. Had the explosion happened just a few minutes sooner, little Jameson would have been seriously injured. Had the explosion moved upwards instead of sideways, Lily would have been the center of harm. Luckily though, no one in the family was hurt. This footage will hit home for many parents that fear the worst. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you've ever been curious as to what I look like in real life, then follow me on Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT with underscores instead of spaces. I also have a Twitter at YT_chills where I post video updates. I'd really appreciate it if you followed me, and feel free to send me a DM if you have any questions or suggestions. If you'd like to see more of these videos in the future, then hit that subscribe button because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Number 1. Intruder. Aside from the everyday horror presented in this story, there's a level of unsettling mystery that brings it to a new level. In March 2017, a family in Montana discovered a terrifying image on their baby monitor. The image, found the next day, shows an intruder inside a child's room. The image is black and white and shows these notorious glowing eyes given to us from night vision. The intruder also seems to be in motion as the image was taken, which adds an eerie blur effect. He seems to be wearing a baggy light-colored shirt and is likely older. This picture is bad enough on its own, but to make matters worse, investigators found no trace of the intruder. There was no sign of forced entry, and this still image was apparently the only evidence of the intruder on the monitor. No valuables were stolen, but a dog's shock collar was missing. There are viewers that believe this is a ghost, demon, or other supernatural entry, which explains the lack of evidence. Others think that it was just a very skilled and strange intruder. No forced entry and no motive behind the break-in. Does leave one to wonder though. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of our other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy!